Hi, Adrian. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. We've got a few folks here for you tonight, and we'll kick it off with Jerry. Jerry, your line is open.
Hey, Adrian, halftime, you called the goals allowed horrific and schoolboy errors. Did the four goals allowed tonight, did they share anything in common?
Well, very, very poor goals to concede. Dane's had a lot of really good publicity, but he's had a bad night tonight. There's no getting away from that. I thought all four goals were our fault. So that's 8 goals in 2 games. Back 4. Didn't defend well all evening. Kept going. Not enough though in the night.
Jeremy.
Adrian, this is back-to-back matches now with 4 goals conceded. Obviously not a common occurrence that we see. What has been the difference over these last couple matches that you've seen just with that defensive play specifically?
Individually, not been good enough all across the back. Collectively, not been good enough. Poor shape, and I don't know where it's come from. But, we've got the front four at the moment, I think, doing really well. We look like we can score when we go forward. Unfortunately, at the moment, the one thing that's been very stable for us over the last few years is not in particularly good form at this moment in time.
Andy.
Adrian, obviously a lot of necessity preceded the formation change tonight. What did you see to set up like that, and what didn't work out?
What didn't work out was, I don't think there was an awful lot wrong with our play with the ball at times. But, we scored a goal, which should be a real bonus on the road, early doors from a set piece. And then we gift them 3 goals. And then, the whole momentum of the game changes. We saw it at our place last week against Portland. It's very, very fine margins, and little incidents can change the whole context and course of a game. And that's what's happened this evening. All 4 goals were down to our poor defending, and they were all down to us to be responsible. It's, Dane's made a couple of big saves in the second half, but the 4 goals that we've conceded are all down to us, not the opposition. Free header from 3 yards out, then he spills the first one, don't get out to the ball, So no, it's not been a good defensive performance for sure. And we'll have a look at it, and then we'll decide what we need to do for next week.
Jeremy.
You mentioned a couple of the saves Dane had tonight. He also had a couple mishandles that led to goals. Do you attribute the blame to him on those 2 goals specifically, and do you give a longer look at Tyler Miller moving forward?
Well, this is not the time to speak about that, but obviously Dane's a serious guy. He knows when he's done well, he knows when he's not done so well, and tonight's one of them. He wish he could start again. But no, he wasn't on his own though. When I look at free header from 3 yards out from a long throw, everybody's marked up, and then suddenly there's 2 of them free. It's just lack of concentration and people not doing the jobs that's been assigned to them. Jerry.
Luis scored that beautiful goal right before halftime. Did the weather cost you any momentum, the delay?
No, not at all. Same for both teams.
Jeremy.
You've had 2 games recently without Emmanuel Reynoso. The attack has still been able to produce goals. Does that give a lot of added confidence that obviously it's awesome to have Ray there, but knowing that you can still have that output even when he's not available?
Well, we've scored, I don't know how many goals the last few weeks, but when I look at it, the performance down in Houston, the 4 goals last week, the goals this evening, we've looked like we're going to score when we go forward. I thought, obviously Bongi has the chance to make it 4-4, but I thought he was outstanding again, the kid. So as I say, he's an attacking threat at this moment in time. We look as though we've got goals in us. Unfortunately, that going with that is the fact that we are leaking goals at the moment, and that's something that we have to address and address it fast.
Jerry.
Do you take into account at all that you're missing 5 starters, or you just put that to the side?
That's nothing to do with the goals we conceded, Jerry, tonight. They were individual errors that for maybe players and people who would have been playing anyway. So no, obviously, would we have loved to have come in here with 5 starters? For sure. But that's not the reason that we've conceded 4 goals this evening, the fact that they weren't here.
Andy?
What do you think of Joseph and Naby in midfield?
Okay. Just okay. I think a lot of careless balls were in the first half. I thought second half they kept going, and Joseph got better, I felt, as the game wore on. No, it's one of them. I'll have to have another look at it and see what I really thought of everybody's performance, because when you get caught up in it, when you're watching it live, you've got so many things going on through your head and you're looking at so many different things. It's generally after the day when you get home and you have a chance to, in the cold light of day, reflect on what the game's been, and then you see a lot of things that you probably haven't noticed this evening.
All right, we have time for just 2 more here. So we're going to go with Jeremy and then Andy to close it out. Jeremy, go ahead.
Seemed like Allen was doing was getting forward quite a bit along the flank. Didn't see that same sort of impact from Kamara on the left. Was that due to the formation change, or what did you see from Kamara from just getting forward in an attacking standpoint tonight?
Well, yeah, the way that they play a little bit lopsided, and obviously Barrios' strength is running forward, so he doesn't particularly like to do the other side of the game, and he stays out there. And in the first half, he caused us problems, and when that happens, sometimes you can't afford for your fullback just to be going forward when it's not absolutely necessary, and that was maybe one. And obviously, Allen had a bit more room. I thought he used the ball going forward well.
And last one here from Andy. Go ahead.
Adrian, you have an update on the estimated arrival of Mender and Jonathan?
Jonathan's in town. He trained a little bit this morning. Had his medical done. He will finish that off tomorrow. And as I say, it's day to day for Mender. We were hoping, the back end of this week. So I'm hoping that early next week he will be in market.
All right, Adrian, thank you so much and have a safe night.